Good morning, happy Monday. Today is my teacher talk episode, like number 3, I think. So I was going to share with you guys some of the things that we're doing this week. It's kind of a weird week, and I actually kind of considered not even doing this video because I'm only at school for 2 days this week, but I figured there was a couple things I wanted to share with you, so it'll probably just be like super short and sweet. So one of the things I wanted to share with you guys is we are currently working on Author's Purpose, and so I did some digging around on Pinterest this weekend, and I found an idea where they cut out little books out of the Scholastic like order thing, whatever, and then they group them according to like what they would be in terms of author's purpose. So whether they're to like persuade, to inform, to entertain, and so then they would just cut out little pieces and then glue them down, and most of them, like except for persuade, you could easily like tell whether the book is going to be inform or just a story. So I'm going to do that this week because I got these, I was actually going to send them home today, but I had a few extra, so I'll figure out how I'm going to do the rest. I might message or like email people and see if they have any extras, because I feel like that's something you always have extras of, or the little order forms. So that's one thing we're gonna do this week, and I'll show you guys like maybe on tomorrow's vlog how it ends up turning out. I am gonna vlog tomorrow versus later this week, since I won't be at school, because tomorrow's my first day of my master's classes. So I figured I can kind of take you guys along on my journey tomorrow. Another thing I want to do this week, which I'm hoping I have time to get to it, is I want to read Tattle Tongue this week. I had every intention of doing it last week on Friday. It just never happened. We just didn't have enough time. So I definitely want to try to fit that in this week, just because I feel like it's a good little story for the end of the school year, and if you've never read Tattle Tongue, it's a good one. Another thing we're going to do today, I think I'm actually going to do this in my own class and in my WIN group, but I just basically made this page, and I'm going to put some problems before I copy it, and then they'll have to solve it and then check their answer with addition, and we'll just do it like whole group, because I know like on their benchmark test it forces them to like check their answer in a certain way, and so I want to make sure that they're like checking their answer every time. And yeah, so this weekend I also worked on we have an app that our district has like access to, and it's basically an online library, which I never knew we had access to it until like super recently, and they've just got like a bunch of books on there, and you can check them out digitally. So one thing I want to do is, well, I did I went through and I tried to find really good anchor text, because I don't have a lot of anchor text like copies of books, and so I feel like I kind of stay away from it, just because books can be really expensive, and I don't like to always have to like put out the money to buy books. Sometimes like they're like 15 bucks when they go to Target, and it's just like, yes, it's worth it, but at the same time like that is kind of pricey. So one thing I did was I spent some time going through the website and finding books that I felt either I've seen that could be good anchor text, or I was going through Pinterest looking up like 2nd grade anchor text and seeing like what skill they like related back to the story. So I went through and I found like 12 books that I could use for probably more next year, not really this year, maybe a couple for this year, but I'm kind of thinking more in terms of next year. And I just went ahead and saved them all to like my a folder within the app, so that I could access them next year, because I can easily just pull them up on my screen and I don't need to like have the book in front of me. And I feel like it's a really good way to kind of just use the resources that I have. So if you have access to some sort of like online libraries, highly recommend like looking on there, because there's a lot of books on there. Like I know for ours there was a lot of books on there that I would have loved to have purchased in person, but I don't have to spend the money on them. So I just felt like it's a really good idea. And then one thing that was like different though, because I could always search them on like YouTube, but I don't like when people are having to like read them to them. Like I like to be able to read them to them and like interact with the text along as we go, and I just can't do that on like a YouTube video as much, whereas this I can just kind of like flip through pages. We can like focus in and close read like one single page, or you know, whatever the case may be. So I really liked that idea. So I spent some time this weekend working on that, And yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. I'll probably come up with some other things to share with you guys after school today. I don't have like a training or anything, so I'll definitely catch up with you guys after school. But for now, it's already 8 o'clock, so I gotta get moving for the day. So I'll catch up with you guys later. All right, so I'm working on sub plans for my 3-day trip, and what I'm doing is I'm putting them in these buckets. So I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm just putting everything inside of there that they'll need. So for example, like on Friday, this is like all the copies of things that they'll need, and then I included a read aloud in there because I always put a read aloud on my sub plans. So I put all that in 8 buckets, and I've got everything. It's so much paper, it's crazy. Like 1 day's worth of stuff, which this is not normal, but 1 day's worth is that much paper. But it's just because like everything I feel like I have to do like copies of, because I just can't like make it work any other way. So when I have a sub anyway. So now I'm trying to get ready get my centers for next week ready, because normally I would do that on like a Wednesday, but because I won't be here, I'm doing it today. So what I do is I basically just look through the checklists and I just go through them and I copy every single thing. I'll just make a master of it all, and then I organize it between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for both groups. I've done like a whole explanation of our literacy centers. These are, I do the C and the D group, and my partner does the A and the B group, and they're just differentiated based off of level. But yeah, so I will make masters and then I'll give them to our TAs according to like I will organize them and give them to our TAs, and then they will copy them for me. I took off my jacket because it was so warm today. It was like 90 degrees. I think I said it was going to be 90 this morning, but yeah, it was very toasty today. So I have a bunch of stuff already copied. When I go to make copies, and I do this every week, if I find a pack that has like multiple of one thing that I can use, or just like I know I could print off a couple at a time, I'll do that. So then like the following few weeks I don't have as many things to copy. I can kind of just pull from what I have. So I have a pretty big stack of stuff here that I may be able to just pull a lot from. For example, like I have this Time to Rhyme like pack from TBT, and I printed the entire pack, and so every week I just grab the next one off the top, which is kind of helpful because then I know that I haven't already done that one, because it's really hard to remember which ones you've already done with the kids. And then same with like these blends, like passages, I just take the new one off the top every week, and then I know that I haven't already done it because they haven't hit any of those that are in the stack. So that's kind of the gist of what I do. I have to get that done, and then today was honestly kind of a wild day. My kids had a lot of energy, and I just feel like we had so much to get done today, and it was just like, it was not gonna happen. But I read the Tattle Tongue with my kids, and they seemed to actually really enjoy it. And I saw them like later throughout the day, if anyone like said anything that was like relatively kind of a tattle, they'd be like, don't you remember the story? So I'm hoping that it like spoke to them. They're not like super bad with tattletelling, but it definitely just becomes like more prominent, I guess, like at this time of the year, I feel like, rather than like other times of the year. I don't know. These kids really aren't that bad with tattletelling this year. I will say I have it pretty good. In past years, like sometimes it's really bad with tattletales, but it's not too bad this year, so thankfully. Anyway, I'm gonna put this all together, and it's already almost 5 o'clock, so I gotta get moving, and I got all my sub plans done, so that's good. I think everything else is pretty much done. I have to get everything done today, so I have my music prep tomorrow, so that'll be a little bit of time I can use, but other than that, today's like my one day. Also, the light like keeps changing. I don't know why. It's like I move like a little tiny bit. I don't know. So that's my week, and I hope you enjoyed it. Wasn't like anything crazy or probably any like super great ideas, but just kind of sharing with you some things that we're doing this week. I will show you in my vlog tomorrow how my little thing turns out, my like scholastic stuff. I didn't get to do it today. I knew we wouldn't be able to do it today. I don't even know why I thought maybe we could. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, so I'll show you guys that in tomorrow's vlog. And yeah, so if you guys want to see that, make sure you look out for tomorrow's vlog. I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and farewell.